Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I know I look a little off today, but today I'm going to show you how to block your brows. This is my start of October tutorials, which will have some Halloween ones, which will require knowledge on how to block your brows. This is really easy. I don't really like using spirit gum if I can avoid it, so we're just going to use a washable glue stick. So this is a really easy way to block your brows. You'll be able to find all this stuff at any Halloween store, or you might already even have it. So if you'd like to see how to block your brows, then just keep watching. Okay, so you're starting off with a glue stick because we're doing this the easy way. So just take any type of glue stick that's washable. I don't like using the purple ones, but that may work. I always use the clear ones that are washable. So just brush your brows up with a spoolie and take a spatula. If you don't have a spatula, you can use like the back of a spoon too. And you're basically going to try to coat the back side of the hair because you're basically gluing your eyebrows to your forehead. So I use the spatula to just kind of push the glue on the back side, and then I use a spoolie to brush the hair up. Some people brush the hair with the way the brow grows, but I don't find with my brow hair, since they're long but thick, that works very well, so I always brush it upwards. And as you can see, I take a little more glue just on the spoolie because we really want to coat those hairs, especially in this first layer. So just really work it through, kind of just making sure that you coat all the hairs and that it's really basically stuck to your forehead, because that's what we're doing in reality. So now I'm just going to add a second layer of glue just over the top, and again I will just use the spatula for that. If you're having trouble with your glue, you can also warm it up on the back of your hand, or if your glue stick's pretty new, use it right out of the tube. It's up to you. Then take a Q-tip, and you can get it a little bit wet and just get the very edges. You can use these dry, but I find that that's like way too hard because it usually gets stuck, so I just use a little bit of water and a Q-tip and just keep the area around it clean because you don't want to have too much texture. I'm trying to get as least amount of texture as we can. So now we're just powdering our brows. I'm just using an RMCA no color powder and just a foundation round, and you just really want to press that in. This is what we're basically be doing layers of, glue and powder, glue and powder. And I'm just using a Sigma tapered blending just to blend that and wipe it off. So now we're going in with another layer of glue. We're basically going to kind of repeat this process a couple times, so I'm just going to show you it twice, and then you can do it as many times as you need it. So again, don't disturb the hair that you already got there, and just push a second layer of glue kind of right over the hairs, so you're slowly filling in the gaps, because we don't want the texture of the eyebrows to be there when we do the rest of our costume or whatever look that we want to look like we have no eyebrows. So here you can see I'm using water just on my fingers. This is another option to kind of just smooth out the edges. And then again, we're going with more powder, and you just really want to use not a brush for this, you want to use a puff or something because you do want to pack that on. And then I just wipe away the excess. As you can see, I'm feeling to see how thick my brows are, and if I can kind of still feel the hairs, then I'm like, it's not enough. So I'm just kind of sped this up. I'm going to end up doing 2 more layers, so a total of 4 layers of glue and then powder to totally cover my brows. This will depend on how thick your brow hairs are. If you have really thin, sparse brows, you might be able to do it in just 2 layers, maybe even less. For me, that has a little bit of thicker brows, you gotta take longer. So as you can see, we finished that up. Now I'm taking a little bit of a peach color. This is just from the Make It Forever Flash palette. This is a step you need to do if your brows are darker, because they are going to show through. It's kind of like correcting like under your eyes basically. So if your brows are darker, you're going to want to use an orange to peach colored concealer, corrector, cream color, whatever you want to use. Dabs more powder on that, because we're just going to use a whole ton of powder because this is just how we do. Then again, wipe away excess, and now we're going to go over it with the foundation. When you use foundation, because you've just blocked out your brows, be careful, don't buff it, like you'll ruin all your work. So as you can see, I'm just patting right over there. You can see where I buffed in my forehead, but pat over the brow, And then I use a beauty blender always to blend everything because that's just what I do. So as you can still kind of see the brow, especially the orange part of it. So I'm going over with a concealer that's slightly lighter. This is the RCMA cream foundation in porcelain. I just need it to get light enough to my skin tone but still conceal the orange. This is a ton of pigment, so it's going to help. And as you can see now, I'm using the original foundation color. That's the Cinema Secrets 118 corrector. And I'm just using a Stigma blending brush. And then again, more powder. You're really just, you bake a lot of layers on your brows. And this is going to be my last layer of concealer. So I'm just going over right where my brows are, and I'm going to blend slightly out. Again, you're always using stippling motions. You're never going to want to really pull on the brow. And then you can use the more blending when you're more on the forehead and blending around, but don't blend over the brow. Always just kind of pat gently because it's only like children's glue, so it's not that strong. So as you can see, I'm just blending that out so that my concealer looks pretty convincing. And we'll basically go over with the last layer of powder. It's pretty easy to do. Just glue stick and some foundation and concealers and you're golden. So that's pretty much all you do to block out your brows. I hope you enjoyed.